Hello fellow YouTubers, welcome back to a pickup video. So first thing first, as you already know, this is my last pickup video. I picked up Gears of War 3. I've talked about this game a lot. I love the story, I love the ending to this series, I love the multiplayer. Simply one of the best shooters I've played this generation. Loved it, had a lot of fun with it, and I've talked enough about that. So this weekend we went to a wedding in Joliet, Illinois, and we stayed in a hotel in Orland Park, Illinois. And it's funny because after the wedding ended and then we went to the bride's parents' house for a little bit, we checked into our hotel. And it's funny because we both had our iPod touches out and they had complimentary internet for free at the hotel. So we hooked up to the internet. What's the first thing we do? My wife knows me, what I want to do. We start looking up where the retro game stores in the area. They had a bunch of GameStops in Joliet and they had a couple in Orland Park. Like, I don't want to go to GameStop. I want to go to retro game store because lately I've not been into new games. I more want like older games to fill in my collection that I used to have. And so we had breakfast, and then we went to Orland Park Disc Replay. And the two games I cannot show you was because they had a case in there of old NES games and Genesis games like that. And my wife looked at me and she goes, "Okay, pick out two games from that case that you really want. One will be for Christmas and one will be for your birthday." So I looked in the case, and for the Genesis, they had Sonic and Knuckles, they had Sonic 3. I don't have either of those games. But I saw Shining Force 2, and I told her, that's one of the games I want. And the NES side, they had Super Mario Bros. 2 I could have picked. They had Super Contra. They had Double Dragon 1, 2, or 3. They had the original Legend of Zelda. But ultimately, I picked Contra. And so, those two games, for my birthday and Christmas, which was really cool, because it's always cool to get really, have a great Christmas and birthday, so that's cool. So I was looking through the games, and I picked up some games, and the first game I picked up for the Super Nintendo by Kemco is Lagoon. I played this game when it originally came out on the Super Nintendo. It's a traditional, like Zelda, hack and slash RPG. So, it's really cool to have it again and play through it. And they also had this one from Kemco. It's Drake Hen. This is more of along the lines of a computer RPG. The characters are typical fantasy, like Lord of the Ring characters. But you're in first person mode around the world. It's very discerning, like you're not sure what to go or what to do. So this game can be very difficult, but it's really cool to get it and to get to play through it. And then the last game I got is by Sony, who a lot of people don't know. Sony made games before the PlayStation 1. This is on the Super Nintendo by Sony ImageSoft. It's Equinox, also known as Solus 2. More of a puzzle slash hack and slash type of game. So really cool to get that game. And then I picked some games up for the NES. The first one is Dragon Spirit: The New Legend. Now, by looking at the cover of the game and the title, you'd think RPG. I used to own this game, so I know what it is. This is actually a shmup where a guy with a sword turns into a dragon. Anyway, it's really cool dragon shooting game, so can't wait to play that again. And this next game came out in 1991. I'm a big Godzilla fan. I didn't realize this game came out for the NES. And it is Godzilla 2 War of the Monsters. So once I saw this, I had to pick this up. And this is a game I originally beat on my NES years ago. Dragon Warrior, or known as Dragon Quest 1. Just old school RPG. Really glad to have it because I like to play through it again. So those were my pickups for the Orland Park Disc Replay. Now, they had a bunch of PlayStation 1 games there, but my complaint about their PlayStation 1 collection was they wanted $16 or more for basically every PlayStation 1, which, even for the common games, is way too high, and I'm not going to pay that. They did have, current generation games there. They also had for $100 they had a ColecoVision, but I don't need one right now, so that's fine. So, we went to the Joliet Disc Replay after we ate lunch today. And most of the games I got were behind the case. The first game I got from behind the case for the NES was one game specifically I was hoping to find today. It's one of the games, if you rated my top 10 NES games of all time, and that is the original Metroid. Because not only does it have great music, but it was just so original. And of course everybody knows the shocking ending of this game. So I'm really glad to have this because I really do want to play through it again. Now this next game, they had Ninja Gaiden 3 there behind the case, and they wanted $20. And when I saw the original Ninja Gaiden, I thought they want $20 for this too. but the price tag wasn't on the top. So once I got out of the case, they only wanted $6 for it. This is I originally owned this game. I beat all 3 of them once on the NES days, and I love this game, and I'm glad to have it because this I don't know, something about the colors and the way they did everything back then in certain games that I just loved, and this is one of those games I just loved back then. And for the Genesis, I picked this one up. I originally played this game on the Super Nintendo, and that was by Coys, Uncharted Water, which is a role-playing 16th century, basically pirate game. Really cool. It is complete, by the way. Everything's in here. The game's a little torn, but everything is in here, so that's really cool. And I really also been on a kick because I want more PlayStation 1 games from my library because I don't have a lot of the old ones I used to have, my favorites. And they had this one, and it was only like $3. I had to pick it up. Hot Shots Golf 2, because me and my wife used to play this all the time. And it's complete, everything's in there. And then for my racing on the PlayStation 1, Jet Moto 3. Just a fun little racing series on bikes. Now this next game for the PlayStation 2, Shining Force Neo, I rented this in Family Video when it first came out. I rented this game, I played it, I didn't get very far, didn't have a lot of time. It's typical anime style, which I love, by the way. The PlayStation 2 is how they had all these anime style games with anime footage back then. I rented this game, and then the next day after I rented this game disappeared off the shelf, and they never had it again. I haven't been able to find this game since, and I'm glad I picked it up so I can finally play through this game. Now the next game I got for my PlayStation 2, my wife is currently playing upstairs. Now I paid $28 for this game. I forgot this game came out for the PlayStation 2. It is Sakura Wars So Long My Love. This is the premium edition. I paid $28 for it. This is what they call SRPG, or more like a sim RPG. Basically a dating, social interaction with RPG elements in this game. Now what makes this premium box so special is, first of all, there's 2 different versions of the game inside this case. Once I get it over here, inside the case. Now the first one, again, my wife is currently playing it, is the English voiceover version, which she's currently playing. And then the second disc is the Japanese voiceover, so you could play either way. And then it also came with a, one side, a poster. I'm not going to open it up. And then a little art book, little art book, which is really cool to have. And then it comes with a really big, massive instruction booklet. So that was really cool that we got that game for $28. Again, really cool. I saw that game, I didn't even realize it was out. But when they went to reach and get that game out, she brought up another game. I didn't even know this was there. It was only $5. I had to pick it up. It was for the Atari 2600, and it is Journey Escape. Now, when this game originally came out, I didn't know who Journey was. I was young. I was only, 9 years old, I think, at the time when this game came out. Something like that. 9, 10. Didn't know who Journey was until this game came out. This was the first game that kind of sampled music from, real music before. And this game, by the way, in case you wondered, this is complete, which I thought for $5 it wouldn't be. It has the instruction booklet, and of course, the game. So that was really cool. I'm really excited to add this game into my collection. Now the next game I got is for the Genesis, and it wasn't a game I was looking for. It just looked different. I never played it before. And this is Mazin Saga Mutant Fighter. It is a beat 'em up, kind of like Streets of Rage and stuff, set in the year 1999. Which kind of cracks me up. The plant's not doing very good. Anyway, the game wants to pop out of me. So it's just the game itself. Really cool. Never played it before, so really cool to play that. And then the final pickup I got today was a game I was looking for the PlayStation 1. It's one of the games I originally had, and I played it a lot. I never had it in the long box form like I do now, but it is Destruction Derby for the PlayStation 1. I had a lot of fun with this game, just crashing other cars trying to survive. And so, if you don't know, if you look inside, it has the instruction booklet, the foam, and the disc. So that was really cool. A lot of great old pickups to add to my collection that I really want to play. Since I may only get one more chance to get some more retro games before Christmas this year, so it's really cool to get these games, something to play through the end of the year. So that's all for pickups video, guys. So till my next video.